Communication is the relation between two people, or even better, it's the cornerstone of building relationships. More than talking, it's actually about relating with people. How's about we talk about communication in terms of building solid relationships? Hi there, my name is Sophie Sitole, your life coach, business coach, motivational speaker, and your mentor for the youth and young adults. I'm passionate about helping you brighten up your light that already exists. In today's video, we're going to be talking about communication, but more so communication in ensuring that we build stronger relationships with people. I mean, it can be in the workplace, with friends, or even romantic relationships. We still need that communication. So let's talk about how can we communicate in terms of making sure that we get ourselves across so that the next person can understand what we're saying in all types of situations and under any circumstances that's gonna need for us to do constructive communication. In most cases, we find ourselves wanting to express ourselves as to how we're feeling and all that, but it becomes a challenge because when you're speaking, you're not getting yourself across. So if we learn how can we communicate better to make sure that we strengthen all our relationships, that's gonna be better for all of us and the people around us. With that said, I'm gonna ask you to go in the comment field and share with me, are you ready to learn how to communicate better? Are you willing to take that first step so that you can start communicating better to strengthen your relationships? Please share with me in the comment field. Let's get down to it. Communication is something that we all think we can do because we can more speak, we know how we feel, and we think we can get ourselves across. But the manner in which you talk to people will determine how the relationship is going to be built. It's going to determine as well whether the relationship will be able to get strengthened with how we communicate or not. I've got just a few tools for you as to how can you communicate better to strengthen relationships. The first thing that you can do is to make sure that you are present in the communication with whoever that you're talking to. What does present mean? It means that try to avoid all the distractions that can be there. I mean, you can start by making sure that you stay away from your cell phone when you're talking to someone. That would be meaning that you're gonna be present in the communication with whoever that you're gonna be talking to. And the other thing, you can just for a second stop thinking about your to-do list, because once you start thinking about the things that you need to do once you're not with the person that you are, you're definitely gonna be distracted, and then the next person can see it. I'm sure you can see when you're talking to someone and they're distracted. Same way, they'll be able to see that you are distracted if you're thinking about your to-do list. So the best thing is to not think about that and make sure that you stay away from your cell phone, and therefore you're gonna be present in the communication and in the company of the person that you are with. The other thing that you can do is to make sure that you express that you are with them in that moment. How you do, you can just nod your head or give those facial expressions that show that I am with you, I am listening, and I'm hearing what you are saying. That's gonna make sure that the other person feels important as well and valuable, because you're gonna be showing them that you are giving them all the attention that they need for them to get themselves across to you. The other thing that you can do is to make sure that when you are talking to someone, ensure that, especially when you're trying to express yourself, speak with intention. What does that mean? Speaking with intention means that when you're talking, make sure that all the words that you are using, it's something that you have thought about for a second, and you make sure that everything that you're saying, it's not vague. Because if you're saying something that's gonna sound vague, it's gonna sound as if you're not speaking with intention, and it's gonna be difficult for the next person to understand you. So the best thing is to speak with intention, and that's gonna make sure that the bond between you and the person that you're talking to is gonna be strong. Furthermore, the other thing that you can do is to make sure that you ask open-ended questions. That is something that I excel in. I can tell you that works definitely, because what you do is you ask someone a question that's going to make sure that they need to explain in detail what they mean or what they're trying to say to you. So when you asking those questions, the person's going to see that because you asking a question that is so relevant, they're going to understand that you are with them in the moment, and they're gonna appreciate that. Builds stronger relationships, remember, through communication. So furthermore, the other thing that you can do is to make sure that when you are talking to someone, or maybe you are in a situation that there's might have been misunderstanding also, make sure that you react in a way that you are saying something that you have thought of for a second. For example, say there's a misunderstanding and then you feel fumed but still want to express yourself. Just take a deep breath and think about what you're gonna say, and that's gonna help in a conflict, and it's gonna make sure that you're being understood, and then you are thinking about what you wanting to say without just speaking and not thinking about what you wanting to say. Furthermore, the other thing that you can do is to make sure that you practice what I call reflection. What is that? When you're talking to someone, you can try or learn a skill of reflection by making sure that you repeat what the person has said, in a sense of you wanting to understand them correctly and not wanting to assume if they could be saying this or that. So what you can say, for example, is that if I'm understanding you correctly, or if I'm hearing you correctly, this is what you say. Then you repeat whatever that they've said. That's gonna make sure that they see that you are in the communication with them, and then it's gonna help make the bond stronger between you and them, and they're gonna correct you if there's something that needs to be corrected. And that's gonna make sure that the relations that you're building are gonna be stronger, and then you are gonna be within the conversation with the person that you're talking to. Furthermore, the other thing that you can do is to make sure that you express yourself in terms of your feelings as to how you are feeling. Remember, we are trying to build stronger relationships. So when you are talking to someone in a sense of being vulnerable with them, so you'll be expressing your feelings, whether it could be said or maybe challenges that you're going through. So when you're expressing that to the person, they're gonna see that you trust them, and then that builds respect, stronger relationships, and the bond as well is gonna be stronger because they see that you're being vulnerable with them, and then they're also gonna do the same thing, and that way relationships are gonna be stronger. With that said, I just want to say to you, practicing communication with intention definitely builds relationships, and we definitely need that, all of us. So remember to like this video, share and subscribe. Also remember, you can shine brighter, and out.